Dang, even ESPN said WWE Wrestlepalooza was bad. I can't believe it. That's crazy. Hey, thank y'all for joining us on the Inline Podcast. I'm your host, Reed D. Frost, joined by my co-host, my little brother, King Book. What's up, bro?
What's up? What's up?
You see what ESPN said?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Hey, if y'all like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get to it. Now, first off, let's establish this right off top. Yeah, ESPN gave WWE a bad grade, but also ESPN don't really know wrestling like that. They don't know wrestling like we know. They have been watching the modern day product like we have. They just now getting into this because it's their new deal and they new opportunity to spread out and do bigger business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and to make my point of this, let's go by the grades of the matches. The grade they gave Stephanie and Io was a B plus, not bad, right? And then the other match of the night, which some people said was their match of the night, along with Io and Stephanie, the mixed match tag match, they gave that a C. And then they even gave Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre a C. They gave the Usos match a C, and they gave John Cena and Brock Lesnar a C minus. Now, was those three matches on the level of the mixed match tag?
No, nowhere close.
Nowhere close. That's what I'm saying. That shows you right there. ESPN really don't know what wrestling really is today in today's age, right? They just looking at in ring and just giving it just random grades that they feel or that the writer feels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got a grain of salt too. But I know how most people is. They want to have something to feel justified and like, oh, look, ESPN even said that Wrestlepalooza was ass. Of course, we all know it was bad. It was a slap in the face of all fans everywhere, right? We all know this. You don't have to feel justified. ESPN had to feel like, oh, we know Wrestlepalooza, but I know Wrestlepalooza was bad when the show ended. You know? When it came out, I know it was bad. But I want to make sure y'all know, because I know y'all finna give credence and like give these articles all this leverage and like prop them up to be like this thing where it means something. To know that even though ESPN said the Wrestlepalooza was bad, they don't even know what they was watching, right? To even say that those matches on the same level that mixed match tag. Yeah, I know Book said the same thing about how Wrestlepalooza was a C, but to me I gave it a D. D because how they made us all feel throughout the show and how they lied to us, right? It's about the overall show. Wrestling ain't just about in ring. It's about before the match, after the match, the feud, the promo. It's about a whole thing encapsulating the match, right? It's not just about just in one in ring aspect of it, but that's all they taking of it and they running with them. Mixed match tag was okay. You know what I'm saying? They really don't know what they talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that was the first thing that was said first for anything. But ESPN, for them to come out and say that he was bad, that he got to understand this also, bro. That now that they have entered this new world, ESPN is going to judge just how they judge other sports, and that's harshly, right? Then people don't really understand. Just like that's what basketball, football, all of them been going through. How they always just pick and choose what they want to talk about in their sport and magnify it to be something that it's not. They've been dealing with that forever, and now that even see no more just giving us whatever, no more just lying to us. You got to deliver a product now, right? Because now people is going to be seen on so many more global platforms now. This ain't just us wrestling fans, internet fans saying that it's bad now. Now it's a global product named ESPN on their platform saying it was bad also. So now that is a bad look for WWE without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just want to make sure all the fans know, because all they want to do is hear somebody yell or get some justification for what they had to say about the show. That even though ESPN did trash WWE, they don't really know what they're talking about either. What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, ESPN, they trash the show. I'm like, as they should, but like they didn't trash it bad though, like as they could, because it was really bad. They could have did worse. They were trying to be nice about it. Over giving John Cena and Brock a C minus and stuff. That match was terrible.
That was
terrible.
That's terrible.
They try like every match was on the same level stuff. No match was on the same level. Then the whole man, it's just because then the whole overall show, like In ring wise, it wasn't bad, but like Wrestlepalooza, it just let us down though,
It's
because
more than just
we
in
were
ring
expecting just
though.
way more.
Yeah, like wrestling is more than just in the ring. That's not everything.
Yeah,
Like you just say in the ring, you just want to take just that little aspect of it, just so you can make it seem like it's not as bad as it was. Because y'all partners. Like I don't want to really trash my product too, but I do want to. I do need to
yeah.
let me say it was bad, so I can feel like I'm on their side. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like the political way they're trying to do. They trying to make sure they're good on both sides of the fence. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
But this show
Uh,
overall was it not good though? ESPN, no, they don't know what they talking about when it comes to wrestling, but
now when it comes to wrestling.
this show wasn't good though. Mm-mm.
Because like if they did what they would have been covering it. They ain't never covered wrestling.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the buildup of Wrestlepalooza, everybody that was talking about wrestling, what were they talking about? All the old time stuff. Nobody was bringing
Hmm.
it because no one knows about. No one really watches modern wrestling like us. You know what I'm saying? They got to get up to date to what's really going on today. They don't know it. They judging about old time. Oh, this in ring. No, we're way
Hmm.
past.
Yeah. Who's your top five all time and all that?
We way past all that stuff. So while ESPN did
Hmm.
great by trashing it, they didn't like Book said, they didn't go far enough, right?
Yeah.
Because Wrestlepalooza was a terrible, terrible show on all levels. Like WWE, this was the worst step they done had in a long time. Like, hey, right after they announced the Saudi deal, when WWE fans was like, "You sold out," they came and delivered us this. Like WWE looking bad.
They looking bad.
Like
Then they
you,
about to go to Crown Jewel in a couple weeks and really about to get trashed again. No one was to see Saudi Arabia.
Crown Jewel is a must deliver. WWE must deliver a great show at Crown Jewel for a lot of reasons. Because Wrestlepalooza was ass, you lied to us, and then the Sally deal. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm like, come on now. Because going back to the grades, how can you give any of those? How can you give the Usos match, which wasn't bad? Drew and Cody, which was terrible, and John Cena and Brock Lesnar, we know epic proportions bad. How you can get at the same level as AJ and Becky Lynch and Seth and CM Punk when that hit on all levels? No, that wasn't the greatest in-ring classic, but that's not what it was supposed to be. And that's the problem I have with you judging on levels that's not supposed to be judged on. That match, it had the most heat and most anticipation out of all matches. None of them is even close, right?
Mm-mm.
It has the world in the palm of his hands. It has AJ Lee coming back. It has two of the best couples in WWE, right? And the question of the match is, after 10 years, can AJ Lee wrestle? That's why at the beginning it was built up to the hot tag. They don't even understand that part of it. That's
Mm-mm.
why it was built to the anticipation was to see AJ Lee. That's why performers knew how to structure the match and the way they did it in, right? And for us to see the double team moves, that's not a bad thing either. That's what we want to see. We want to
Yeah.
see them all come together. That's why nobody wouldn't worry about the turn of the tag aspect of it after it broke down. And same thing happened
Mm-hmm.
those matches. It was just like a Extreme Rules nail tag.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what everybody wanted to see. We wanted them actually in the fight. We didn't want to see no tag team match where they both sitting on the outside waiting to get tag team and all that. We want to see them fight.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand none of this stuff yet. So you got to take ESPN with a grain of salt. Like I said, I understand people want to yell and be justified in their opinions, but that's not what this is about. We got to give ESPN time also to learn what WWE product is in 2025 going to 2026. They're behind the times also. Just listen to them. They don't really know what they're talking about either, right? Because they even said at the end of it, what did he say? He said they gave the recipe the grade C, the overall show a C. This is what he said. The excellent Valkyria versus Sky match saved the show from being truly average. But the show was ass. There's no saving from being truly average. This show is bad on multiple accounts. There's no so he
Yeah.
already lied from the beginning in his first sentence, right? Then he said it was a phenomenal display inside the square
Mm-hmm.
circle, which okay. Everywhere else was either underwhelming, the short Rose McIntyre match, or a setup for a featured match between Lesnar dominating Cena for a card that promised to have epic moments. It fell a little short of expectations. Now, see, he didn't even go into it deep. It promised to have epic moments, surprises, and it's supposed to be a spectacle, and it's supposed to be the final form of wrestling and entertainment, right? But we got none of that. And he didn't say none of that in that because he's not taking the whole thing in account, right? And he not saying why Drew and Cody was bad. He's not saying anything about why the match wasn't good. What about it? Had nothing about it being short. What? I never felt like, oh man, Drew and Cody didn't have enough time. Felt that way. It's because Cody wasn't there to build the feud. I'm like, let's keep it a buck. And Cody was doing this weird stuff, which we get why he would do it, but this ain't the time for it when you ain't got no story or no hype going into your match. There was no heat here. No one cared. And then you put in the main event where the main event was about the match. We was waiting to see what was going to happen after the match, but none of that is said. That's telling you right there, they don't know what they're talking about yet, but they're keeping it just in-ring display. Why? Because this their partnership. If I'm partnering with somebody or Boogie is partnering with somebody, he not gonna completely come out and just bash them because you hurting your own product, right? The ESPN looking at the business too. They know, okay, fans, but we're gonna come out and say it was bad just a little bit and say, oh, it was saved by this great match because it's universally regarded that EO and Stephanie put on a great match. So they gonna say that first. That's why he made sure to put on his first sentence to might say the average show. Whoever said it was an average show, this was bad. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? They playing both sides of the fence. They giving the fan what they want to hear, but they also saving their business, which is the WWE. They just signed the deal. They paid $1 billion plus for this. They're not finna trash this. And they just paid $1 billion for this. You crazy? Come on now, let's be honest about the situation. This is crazy, bro. But what do you think about all this?
Yeah, you all right, because they not gonna trash they big people they working with. They gonna try to be like as not as mean as they possibly can, but they gonna try to like tell like some truth in it because how they try to say it was an average show when everybody know it wasn't an average show at all. It was a bad show. It was a bad show.
It started off being bad from
John Cena getting squashed, from like everything, from Cody and Drew. That was the biggest letdown of the night.
Yep. So that's what
I can't believe nothing happened at the end. They just went off air.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta understand where ESPN is coming from with this. You gotta understand the fan aspect and what most people gonna push because they trying to be justified, right? But we gonna come on here and give y'all the truth of it, right? ESPN is gonna judge it off a big aspect in just sports. They gonna just look at it strictly in ring. They're not gonna look at it as wrestling. Wrestling is a whole time different scope, right? And that's why WWE gonna look at it and they gonna have to realize this. Like I said at the beginning, ESPN is a big platform, and that's what you wanted. Before y'all could deliver these type shows, and it wouldn't be on everywhere. And people talking about it, would just be the fans online talking about it. But now it's gonna be on the big shows, and it's gonna be posted like we have now about how the show wasn't that good. So now it's making your brand look not as good as you wanted to look, and now WWE gonna be like, man, we got different. You know what I'm saying? Because it's y'all's partnership. It's like saying Netflix came out and said that show wasn't that good. That he be like, oh man, what we gonna do? We gotta do something different. The fans say it, they like, we'll get to it when we get to it. You know, but when somebody who's paying money for them to actually affect their pockets, like Netflix or definitely ESPN now, is coming out and saying that it wasn't good, that he knows something gotta change. Because there's a bad look on their business. You know, they have no choice in the matter now. That's the win. That WWE has to do something. The win ain't just justifying that, it was an average show. We all know it was bad. You know what I'm saying? WWE, Triple H ain't gonna hear him come out and say, yeah, I booked a terrible show. He's not gonna say it because he a businessman. He's not gonna say, you can't come out, you can't expect for anybody who's fake.
He ain't gonna say nothing like that.
No, even people on the post show, Joe Tessitore, Big E, none of them not gonna say none of that. They gonna pick and choose and find stuff about that was good. You know, or try to spin or say it was average. Say, yeah, they could have done better. They ain't gonna come out and just really just try to and be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? They ain't gonna say the fact, oh man, because I ain't like the fact John Cena got squashed. They ain't gonna say nothing like that.
They gonna like, man, Brock Lesnar look good tonight. Come back after all the years to get John Cena, best shape of his life. They gonna try to say stuff like that, and he came into this man. You know, but they're not gonna say nothing about how John Cena only got 5 more dates, and for you to give us that is totally uncalled for, and slapping all the fans' face like we didn't ask for this. They're not gonna come out and say nothing like this. He has 5 more dates. That's why it was terrible.
Yeah.
If you had done this last year or 2 years ago, oh, okay, we get it. Brock Lesnar came back, he just whooping on John Cena. You know, it wouldn't even mean what it mean now. We only got 5 more days. We will never see him ever again. We probably only got one more match of John Cena, and obviously gonna be Brock Lesnar and John Cena too. That's not what we wanted.
Yeah.
I would have been better like you saying, give us AJ. We could let it finish out. If we wasn't get Edge, AJ. We know John AJ would have. Damn, y'all already missed us. Paris. That's what it should have happened. This tonight should have been Logan Paul and John Cena. If y'all wanted to be popular, I wanted to be a big spectacle and had the name brand. You could have did John Cena and Logan Paul tonight. You know what I'm saying? That he mixed it all up wrong. And I see people coming. I'm gonna ask you this.
They do.
And I don't at all. People coming out talking about Triple H is doing it because he got resentment toward John Cena for all the years John Cena used to beat him. That's why he booking his retirement.
Oh man, it ain't got nothing to do with none of that.
Got nothing to do with. Don't fall for none of those things online by people saying stuff like that, trying to create a narrative because they mad at Triple H. Oh, he doing this. It ain't got nothing. Everything about his retirement tour run had been great, except for the Brock Lesnar part. You know that Logan Paul is hit or miss, but I get why he did it. Everything but the Brock Lesnar part was terrible because it just now it's a sour taste in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? And like Wrestlepalooza leave an even worse taste in our mouth. The ESPN come out and just saying it's cool because they on our side. The article coming back being more on our side, but I didn't need this because all this told me was like why ESPN understands the wrestling fans how they anger. They don't understand wrestling yet. You know what I'm saying? That's how we look at it and you understand what wrestling's about yourself. Because most fans don't really know themselves. I've been talking to fans ever since Wrestlepalooza, and they don't even know wrestling themselves. You know what I'm saying? They talking about, oh, Drew should have won. And they saying Drew should have won because I like Drew. And then we get talking to them more and more. They like, to be honest, I ain't been watching SmackDown. I've been watching Raw and NXT. I'm like, come on now, bro. Well, so you got to take even what fans say with a grain of salt too, because they just be speaking out of emotion. You know?
Yeah.
So what's your final thoughts on ESPN coming out and giving Wrestlepalooza a C, which I gave Wrestlepalooza a D. I really want to give it an F, but I gave it a D because they did have 2 great matches and had 2 great moments.
Yeah. You know, ESPN, they wasn't gonna bash the show. They wasn't gonna say nothing bad about it. They tried to keep it fair because that's why they gave it a C. Like, it was like a D- show, I ain't gonna lie, because it was such a big letdown, just like on all levels. Every match was a letdown except for the 2 women's matches. But other than that, it was just a big letdown. ESPN, you know, they ain't gonna bash. They gonna try to keep the partnership friendly, keep their little money rolling. They ain't gonna say nothing bad.
That's what it's all about. That's about the partnership.
Yeah.
Hey, when's the next ESPN one? Is it this December? I thought Peacock got Survivor Series and Crown Jewel. I thought those were the last 2 in Peacock.
I thought it was the last one they had with the one before Wrestlepalooza.
I don't know. I don't know how they gonna do it. So
I think Saturday Night's Main Event is just on is just on Peacock from now on.
They got Saturday Main Event, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
bro. Because they got so many different plays, but I got to figure out what's all going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, boy. My final thought is that you got first time in a long time you got from the wrong foot. I'm disappointed in y'all because this ain't like y'all. I had wrestling on my heart and my soul. I've been wrestling since I was 2 years old. I ain't never seen y'all look this bad. Y'all didn't look bad before, but this is different level because y'all on a different platform. Y'all trying to go globally. Y'all ain't never been this big. Yeah. So it's a different level. And
they pumped it all the way up like it was just gonna be amazing too. So
y'all struck out. Man, it was sad to see. For the first moment, we should have known when the show started. Like, oh, it's gonna be ass. It just we couldn't like for it because we all was in our emotions about what did we just see. You know, that's why the tag match wasn't that good. Like we all can't sit here and say you can go back and watch the Usos versus Braun Bros. Go back and watch the match if you can. That match is not bad at all. That match, the bad thing about that match is the placement. It's placed right after Johnson and Brock Lesnar, so it got the residual effects of it. That match is not bad. That was a good. So it really got three good matches and 2 excellent matches. But we can't count the Usos because we got to go off of what really happened. You know what I'm saying? Looking at now, closer and everything, you watching that like, oh, actually it wasn't a bad, but you're not living in that moment to say that. You got to be there to say that. You can't skip everything away and say, oh, it wasn't that. No, you can't do that. It's like going back watching a Hulk Hogan match now, talking about, man, that match actually was really bad. But you had that moment who wrestling was and who Hulk Hogan was and who his opponent was to really judge that match for real. Looking at now, you really don't know how it really went. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't around. 2020 way back. So that's different from that. So the tag match was actually pretty good. I don't want to dog out the Usos and Braun. They actually did really good. It was really just what Triple H did. There was no spectacle. There was no surprises.
It was nothing.
Drew and Cody Rhodes match was terrible, and then John Cena getting squashed. Like, man, we gonna remember this for a long time. Hey, Crown Jewel. That's an important show. WWE got to hit it out the park. Hey, they need to come through tonight on Monday Night Raw and give us something.
They do. This whole Crown Jewel build-up better be good.
Boy, everybody looking at them now, boy. They get Hey, we reached the end line. We catch y'all later. Peace.